Hello again, traders. Right, apologies for the state of this chart now, because this is about the second or third take of this video. I keep getting interrupted, but if you're wondering why I'm back after saying I was going to have a break, I'm overwhelmed by the amount of comments that I've had, and I felt that I was virtually exhausted everything I could do in order to help people. So thought I'd take a bit of a back step, enjoy the summer, and then all the comments have really sort of invigorated me, if you like, to crack on and keep doing this. So really appreciate all the kind words from people. I didn't realise quite the impact I was having on so many with so relatively small amount of feedback, but I guess it's not about quantity, it's about the quality of the feedback. So thanks again, guys, and I'm really chuffed that I am helping even 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 people, whatever. It's fantastic. One would make it worthwhile, but the amount of the response I've had is incredible. So anyway, that aside, we're looking at ETHUSD, and this is a really important chart because I've been studying it all day long since about 5 o'clock. Not all day, not 60 minutes an hour, 12 hours a day. It's now 7 in the evening. 5 a.m. I opened this chart. I love the cryptos at the weekend because they just move so well. So if we go to H1, I drew this line at 5 a.m. this morning, connecting that point to that point, because this has made a lower high, lower high with a valid break of support. And then I added this line here. They were drawn on the line charts when we hit my targets in the short trades that I took this morning, and then I could see the reversal off the H4 chart here. So all these levels have been drawn throughout the analysis of the chart during the day, gradually added a few more as it's become sort of more of a bit of a project. I didn't intend to trade today, I had a lot of other jobs to do, but apart from the first thing this morning, the overnight trade. But I'm obsessed about price action, and I'm sure that comes through with the amount of charts and videos that I make. But getting back to the point, looking at this H4 chart, we can clearly see there are areas of demand below us. In other words, the buyers will potentially be found at this level, which is why we always talk about the algos searching out liquidity. They've come down to this level, which is where we were first thing overnight or this morning, to find buyers. They found buyers with gusto, if you like, with power, and that's why these two things, I like them on the charts because to me they're just absolute second nature. 3 CRs are the most important, 3 candle reversals. They are just the candlestick version of the trends when you go onto the lower time frames. So if you're looking at an hourly, you can look at the swings on the 15-minute. If you're looking at a 30-minute, you look at the swings on the 5-minute, so on and so forth. That's the fractal nature of charts. We talked about that in many of the other videos. But looking at this, I've had shorts, I've had 2 longs. Both have been stopped out at break even for the last 10%, but that's just really me testing. I don't place any sway on a scalper trying to have runners running. That's a longer term the stops basically are too large to allow runners to actually get hold, if you like. So it's just an exercise in building up a picture of statistics and whatnot. But anyway, back to the point. Once we've got this high broken here, this becomes a valid touch point, so that then becomes a valid trend line. So that's a later addition as this has moved on up. Now where we are now, there was absolutely, long term I'm looking for shorts. You can see why. We're in a massive downtrend. We could actually draw a new descending trend line now. Oops, that's not the right bit. Delete that. New descending trend line, because that low has been broken by price here. and you'd look at the line chart to see the clarity with that. The minute that low there was broken, that's when you're ready to draw a new descending trend line. So looking at the charts, I know I want to be looking for shorts. That's all I want to be looking for. But shorts are totally and utterly off the table. Easy way to see that is either look at the 3CRs or just a quick glance at the slope or the RSI histo. There is absolutely no power on this 4 hour to the short side. All the power is building to the long side. You know, Simon's vol bomb gone from strong momentum down to new momentum up, and if you drop to the lower time frame, then you can clearly see break of the 20 is strong momentum, pull back, break and close up, which is why I entertained getting in long at this point here. So I wasn't about at the charts at this point, otherwise I may well have had a go at this as well, using the much lower time frames. Hourly is what I consider to be a higher time frame. So back at where we are now, all I have to do, I know I don't want to be taking shorts because I've got this resistance area that's created a lower low to get through. We're currently using this area of supply and demand as support and demand, and you know, there is no, what we can clearly see from this, and this is the point of this video, is that two reasons. I'm not flitting between charts. All I'm interested in is watching ETHUSD, you know, 100 pips or 10 pips on this, whichever way, 100 points or 10 pips, that could be worth £100, £10, £1,000, £10,000. So, you know, you're not hunting for trades, guys. Just set your levels. This is a trade plan here. From 5 o'clock this morning, I've had a plan in my mind's eye, and it's done exactly what I expected to. All I have to wait for is either my 3CRs, if you don't want to use indicators, or the indicators to confirm what I'm waiting for. Now, H1, we need to go on M30. M30, we can clearly see now we're building. I did have an alert put on the chart here, so I can put one on again. It triggered basically, but all that is saying to me, we've got the 3CR alerts as well going on, but all that is saying, I set the alerts at a level that tell me to get ready for a potential move in price. So, you know, you can put the alert on easy enough on MT4 and then just drag and drop it. If you put it above the price, then you will be looking for long alerts. If you put it below the current price, that little grey line just hiding there, then you can set it for short alerts. Simple as that. So slap it on and then drag it down, and if I drag this above the price, that will trigger an alert. That's how it works. So sell alert, buy alert above the price, and if I pull the buy alert below the price, that will trigger as well. So quick lesson on alerts there, so I can delete that one now as well. So I had set my alert if I'm making coffee or doing the lawns or whatever, just to because it can send it to my phone, just to come back and have a look and see what's going on. It is not, for me at this point, an alert to jump into the trade, nor are the 3CR alerts that by Aaron's fantastic indicator. They are just once again telling us we've had a 3 candle reversal to the upside in this instance when it hits triggers, and then expect to pull back and then hopefully catch the continuation on the lower time frames, once again using a 3CR or the standard MT4 alerts. So back to the point of this video, it's just about waiting for trades to come to you. When I was down here, I was looking for a long trade. When I was up here, I was looking for a short trade, using the TMA slope and the RSI histo, either or both, or whatever you feel comfortable with, or none. As I said before, there's no need, you know, I'm not worried about what BTC is doing or EOS or about 20 different cryptocurrencies over the weekend. I'm quite happy with why this moves, and I prefer it to BTC, to be honest with you, and I'm just waiting for that trade that will give me a day, a week or a month's money in one trade. So getting back to the point, this is not ready, nor is this ready. we're on a 30-minute chart. Let's double check all the time frames. So H4 tells us that we have had momentum, but it's not a really strong H4 trigger. Really, on H4 we should just be looking for this to turn red, then wait for it to do its stuff, and then potentially use the lower time frames to take a trade to the short side. Ages and ages watching H4 charts for a scalper. H1 on this particular chart, as it were, ETH, is just telling me, yeah, there's no momentum, we're sideways, and that's exactly what we are. That's what these are telling us, sideways, sideways. It's not even above the 20. This wasn't sideways, it broke the 20. This wasn't sideways, it had come out of sideways and gone into green for go type situation, if you want to give it a bit of a nickname. So your higher time frames are telling you everything you need to know about waiting for this trade. Now, prior to this, the two previous takes of this video, there was no descending trend line on there. I added that in on the line charts. There it is there, because we know, even more so now as we get to the lower time frames, it's telling us we should be considering the longs. Nice descending trend line, nice ascending trend line. This could still, for whatever reason, come down to this ascending trend line. I'm talking about this one, and then turn up. So I don't want to be trading it short into that level unless I'm trading a 1 minute or a 5 minute chart, maybe. In which case this 30 minute is telling us, yeah, if that turns red, then we will get a good potential possible short. But this isn't right. So this is why I use the belt and braces type setup situation, because it's always keeping me aware of what direction the momentum is, not the trend or the 3 CRs. It's all about the power, and I think these must use volume in their calculations. I'm assuming that. I have no idea. I'm not really interested. All I'm worried about is using them like a traffic light system, like I talk about in some of the 700 previous videos that I've done. So as it stands at the moment, now you can see why these levels were drawn on here in the last outtake, as it were. They are just levels of resistance above the price, drawn on the 15 minute in this instance, there and up here. And in the previous video, the one that didn't get published, as it were, I went into great detail about these. Basically, you must remember it is the first reversal, the first break of the sellers that become buyers. In other words, it's broken through, testing it. This is the critical one, and I use the expression I've never used before. This is your primary level of, in this instance in an uptrend, this is a primary level of sellers that you need to get through. Once you've busted through those, the algos basically have rebalanced themselves to being buying biased as opposed to selling biased. This level is your secondary level. They're a weaker level of sellers, in other words. That's just a pullback. That's a pullback in a downtrend. That's all that is, profit taking. They're not buyers. They're not really strong buyers, and they're not really strong sellers at this point. So, the first part is the 3 candle reversal. That's the important bit. That's what that thick little blue line there is. Long 3CR. This is just the pullback. Then we're likely to get the continuation. And as you can see now on the TMA slope, it's actually showing us the same thing. A bust up, if you like, a pullback, and then we expect to see green, and that's when we can start to continue down through the time frames, using the lower time frames to fine tune our entry. And the same goes for this. We've broken the 20, that's the bust, these are the pullbacks. If we get a break above that, the high of that one, which is 20.6925 to 6, need to get my eyes tested, let's double check it, because these numbers can change. Yeah, it's 6926, 20.6926. So we want, ideally in a perfect world, to wait for a 3CR up again with 6926 beaten. So anything one micro point above that, 6927 I'm talking about, 20.6927, would be a good enough trigger for me to consider going for it. and there you are. So shorts are all off the table at the moment, longs are on the table, and we can clearly see, you know, why, because we've got this area of sellers that has not been tested, an area of liquidity that the algos haven't actioned, if you like. And in the old terminology, it used to be, oh yeah, you've got stop losses above here, you've got buyers orders above this particular level, you know, you could take it up to the next level up there really to be on the safe side. So in terms of target, you know, it could easily break that level there, and if we go back to the candles, you can see it could easily then break, you know, stops will be above those levels. But never assume anything. This is why I always go for the lower part of it. You know, I've stacked away my my profits, as it were, and tomorrow's another day, or the next trade is a new trade. So hopefully that's given you an idea. I think this video, for me, it was, you know, it's taken me 3 takes to get this correct, and apologies if it looks messy, and apologies if I'm rushing, but I've got other things to do. But I just wanted to get this one knocked out, because it just shows, you know, all you need is one chart, much like I had gold on Thursday, 7 trades, gold on Friday, 4 trades, a couple of hours work on Friday, a bit more on Thursday because it's my first day back from the holiday. But the point is, you just need one chart. Weekends, obviously there's no gold available, so next best thing for me, in fact it's probably better, is ETHUSD. So, and it's, you know, this, I'm not interested really in scalping this to the downside. There were perfectly valid trades involved on there, on the 1 minute, 5 minute and tick charts and so on and so forth, but the safest trade is always the one that is with the major trend. And you can clearly see this is a pullback on an uptrend, this move is a pullback on a downtrend, and that's how the fractals and different time frames all work within each other. So, and one thing we do know, as Chris so rightly says, price has sort of 3 options, if you like. It either goes down, up or sideways, and this is the sideways part of this particular up move, if you like. And when the momentum piles in, that's when you know the sideways bit is off and you can potentially hit the trade. But never ever 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 forget that if you know you're waiting for the 3 candle reversal, you will always get a pullback. Not always, but wait for the pullback. If it goes without you, so be it. But you know, and when you get a better feel for this sort of stuff, you can see, look, there's the 3CR up, there's the ticker, that's the pullback, this is the continuation. You know, this is starting to do what I said it would do just now. This one has gone from grey to green again. You know, if I was scalping this for a few pips on gold, there's probably a good 5 or 10 pips on a 15-minute chart to test that level. But the right way to do it is look at your 5-minute chart and check that that's telling you there's no power there, no power whatsoever. So there is power on there, and that is a bust, pullback, break and close. So if I had more time, it'd be really interesting to watch this, but this is not right. It's not the right time of day. It's I didn't intend to take this trade at all, but I wanted to explain how one chart is all you need. The method works the same on everything, so don't chase trades. Spend your time just watching price action and learning from it. You learn far more from watching one chart 12 hours a day than you do by watching 12 charts 1 hour a day. Okay, thanks for watching, have a great day. Oh, and thanks for all the kind comments. Once again, thank you. I really do appreciate it.